Be Water, My Friend: The Early Years of Bruce Lee by Ken Mochizuki. Like flowing water, Bruce Lee could never be still. Neither could his father, who was always on the move, an acclaimed performer with Hong Kong's Cantonese Opera Company. He was on a tour of the United States with his wife when Bruce was born in San Francisco in 1940. His father made Bruce an actor when he was still a baby. Bruce first appeared in a movie when he was just 3 months old. After the family returned to Hong Kong in 1941, Bruce began acting in more movies. Soon he was performing backflips and cartwheels. Bruce didn't think they were hard to do at all. Bruce grew up in a second story apartment with his sisters and brothers, and aunts, cousins, and a few birds, dogs, and fish. He loved playing practical jokes like rearranging tables and chairs so others would stumble over them at night. He was always talking, always running around. Bruce's family nicknamed him Mo Si Tung, which means never sit still in English. There was one thing that kept Bruce still for hours: books. He loved myths and legends, stories of warrior heroes who fought for the oppressed and who possessed abilities no others had. He read during the day and even in the dark. Bruce's eyesight got so bad he had to wear thick eyeglasses by age 6. Even though Bruce loved reading, school bored him. He couldn't stay still. He would rather go to opera rehearsals or film sets with his father or practice dancing with his mother. When everyone was away, his mother would clear some space in the apartment and teach Bruce ballroom dancing. He loved the smooth and uninterrupted flow as they moved across the floor. Sometimes Bruce's family was invited to fancy parties. If his father was traveling, Bruce's mother had no one to dance with her. Bruce hated seeing that. "Madam," he would say, "would you like to dance?" Bruce often skipped school, preferring to roam the streets of Hong Kong alone. With his father rarely home, Bruce's mother had to deal with his misbehavior. She scolded Bruce, asking how he expected to make a living in the future if he didn't get an education. Bruce replied that he didn't need to go to school. "I'll become a famous film star one day," he said. His mother scoffed. The life of a film star was not as easy and glamorous as he imagined, she told Bruce. He still needed to finish school like everyone else. As Bruce grew older, school got tougher. At that time, Hong Kong was a colony of Great Britain, so classes at his school were taught in English. The books were in English too. Bruce didn't always understand what the teachers said, and the books might as well have been written in code. Bruce looked forward to joining his friends at the end of the day. They teased, heckled, and challenged some of their schoolmates, as well as students from other schools. They got into fights. Bruce and his friends found out that picking on kids bigger than themselves was a mistake. In Hong Kong, the martial arts were as popular as baseball was in the United States. Some of Bruce's friends knew a few of the moves. Some just copied others. Bruce decided he really wanted to learn martial arts from a master. The best martial arts master in Hong Kong was Yip Man. The master knew Bruce's father was a popular performer, and he knew of Bruce too as a young movie actor. But being from a well known family did not guarantee study with the master. Yip Man wanted to know if Bruce was serious about learning martial arts. "Allow me to learn like anyone else," Bruce told Yip Man, "and I will become your most dedicated student." At the master's school, Bruce didn't have to sit. He had to use his entire body, and he loved it. New students spent hours practicing the right stance, and Yip Man wouldn't teach a new technique until students mastered the one they were learning. One of the most important exercises students were drilled in was sticking hands, the art of wrapping up an opponent's hands and arms. Sometimes Bruce trained for 4 to 6 hours a day. After months of intense concentration, sweat, and bruises, he didn't have to think about what he was doing. The moves became automatic. Bruce soon became one of Yip Man's top students. Outside of the master's school, Bruce kicked leaves off trees to build up his leg muscles. He pounded on a stool during dinner to strengthen his hands. Then one day after school, Bruce joined his friends and used what he had learned to fight others. When Bruce arrived for his lessons the next day, Yip Man ignored him. The master helped other students, but not Bruce. Finally, Bruce asked what he was doing wrong. You have misused what you are being taught, the master told Bruce sternly. You are really being taught the discipline of not having to fight. Then what are martial arts for? Bruce asked. Yet Man continued to ignore him. This made Bruce mad, and he took it out on the other students. The master saw everything. He asked Bruce to meet with him alone. There are such things as harmony and yielding in martial arts, Yip Man explained. Big branches of trees snap under the weight of snow, while the weaker and suppler reeds bend and survive. He told Bruce to relax, calm his mind, forget about himself. Do not interfere with the natural flow, the master continued. There is even gentleness in martial arts. Gentleness, Bruce responded. How can I relax and be calm while exchanging blows and kicks? Yet Man told Bruce to think about what he had said and not to come to his lessons for a week. Bruce practiced by himself even more and thought deeply about what the master had told him. No answers came, so he gave up and went out in a boat alone. Gentleness, Bruce asked himself for the hundredth time. It didn't make sense. Because he did not understand, did it mean that all the training was for nothing? Angry with himself, Bruce punched the water. Wait a minute. Bruce struck the water again. No matter how hard he hit the water, he couldn't shatter it. He tried to grab the water, but it ran right out of his hands. Water, the softest substance on earth, could never be hurt because it offered no resistance. But with enough force, it could break through anything in the world. Bruce let the boat drift, for it was useless to fight the water. Gentleness. I think I understand, Bruce told Yip Man when he returned to his lessons. But how is it applied? Let us begin, the master said. After almost 4 years, Bruce began to understand gentleness and yielding, and how to expend the least amount of energy while using the opponent's energy against him. That less is more. Those concepts may have sounded easy, but Bruce found out that to apply them was not. A teacher at Bruce's high school, a former boxer who recognized Bruce's athletic abilities, encouraged him to compete in Hong Kong's inter-school boxing championship. Why not? Bruce thought confidently. How different can it be from martial arts? Bruce made it to the final match, using the boxing skills he had taught himself from watching other students. But his last opponent was the 3 time defending champion. Bruce soon discovered why. The champ pushed Bruce around the ring, trying to be as tough. Bruce let loose with a flurry of punches. They all fell short. Bruce could only shield himself as he was forced. Bruce could only shield himself as he was forced backwards. Then he found himself on the ropes. Bruce began to see the match as if he were a spectator, watching himself lose to a bigger and stronger opponent. Suddenly, Bruce's arms flew out, wrapping up his opponent's hands and arms as the champ frantically tried to untangle himself. Bruce wrapped him up again. What just happened? Bruce asked himself. Sticking hands. He doesn't know what that is, Bruce realized. He calmed himself, saving his energy as the opponent danced around. He calmed himself, saving his energy as his opponent danced around. Bruce followed the natural flow, expanding as his opponent contracted, contracting as his opponent expanded. If he offered no resistance, the champ had nothing to hit. Bruce moved in close and parried with a jab. Bruce moved in close and parried a jab. The rest was automatic. Contact. Quick, sticking hands again. That's it. Bruce scored a knockout and won the championship. Now that Bruce was the champion, he had many new friends. They asked Bruce to teach them what he had done in the boxing ring. At the same time, there were students who wanted to fight him. Bruce wouldn't back down from a challenge, and his temper got him into trouble. Bruce's mother had to go to the police station and sign a statement that she was responsible for his future conduct. When the father returned home, his parents decided that Bruce should leave Hong Kong for a fresh start somewhere else. Bruce finally realized how badly he had let them down. His mother pressed a $100 bill into his hand and folded his fingers around it. Bruce Lee's youth ended then, at age 18. He was alone on a ship sailing back to the United States. His parents had arranged for him to stay in San Francisco with friends of theirs. Bruce knew he still had a lot to learn. He shouldn't have been in those fights in the first place. Misusing what Yip Man had taught him, that he promised himself that in America he would conduct himself differently. All his martial arts training would count for something. Bruce watched the swirling water from the deck of the ship. He saw how water always found a way around an obstacle and continued on. Bruce calmed his mind and forgot about himself. He joined the gentle, natural flow. Be water, my friend.